Yo, Level Up Podcast. We back in the building again. Been on the road, moving around, but it's going down back in the city.
H-Town.
Yeah, H-Town.
Yeah.
We met this person here in the big old ATL while we was on the road. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So, hey, we happy to have her here. She called us off guard. We're going to talk about that, and that's how she ended up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can start there. I mean, you know, because that was amazing how we even came about on that side. So we trying to enjoy our chicken. We just minding our business. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We just heard a heavenly sound. A heavenly sound. You know what I mean? So yeah.
She hit one of them notes on.
Oh yeah. Drop
on the kitchen.
Yeah, going
That
on.
was so random. Man, I don't know. Universe, God just be doing stuff. Just be putting stuff together. Like, it wasn't nothing that I could have done on my own to make that happen. But yeah, we was at my job in Atlanta. Atlanta Breakfast Club, chicken and waffles. And they was, like he said, eating some lovely chicken and waffles.
For sure.
And I don't know what was going on. I think it was like close to the end of the day, or it was just at the slow down period. And when it gets slowed down like that, I changed the station on the playlist, the Spotify playlist. Don't tell nobody that. Please don't tell them. But I don't know. I probably was listening to whatever was playing, and I just came down and started singing, and I'm looking around the corner. They looking around the corner when I come around the corner, and they like, "Who was that? Was that you?"
Nah, for real.
It was me.
We couldn't believe we heard that in the kitchen.
Right.
You don't usually hear sounds like that.
Exactly. People be saying, but they don't sound good.
You know,
They making noise.
some glass breaking.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. None of that. Yeah.
No, that was dope. That was dope as fuck.
So you do that all the time? Is it like a thing you don't do, like sing out like that, or is it?
I do, like, usually when it's nobody in there, or like maybe one or two guests. Again, like I was saying, like there's a period when like traffic slows down, when the volume gets a little bit lower, and it's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever. And at the end of the day, we close at 6 o'clock. So, I don't know, the acoustics in there, y'all hear how it sounds. Like, it's just so open. Like, the sound just hit the floor to the ceiling, So, yeah, I be in there singing.
Okay. I'm gonna put my mixtape over there.
Dude, I love to play my friends' music. You know, I know a lot of people in artistry, in the entertainment business. So, a lot of other artists in Atlanta, because there's so many artists in Atlanta, like, so much untapped gems and jewels that hadn't even been seen in the world. But yeah, I like to play them because those are the artists that I know. I feel like I'm a little untapped from the big scene, like the big industry scene, because I don't know what the hell they got going, but I know these people.
Yeah.
They some real ass artists.
That's all that matter though.
Yeah.
That's all that matter. So for music, did you start your musical journey here, or when you moved out there, or how did it start for you?
So I would say, as far as seriousness is concerned, in Atlanta.
Okay.
I definitely started to do things and take it a lot more seriously, maybe like 2 years ago, to be really honest. I'm brand spanking new on the scene. But have I been in music all my life? Most definitely. And that started in Houston, Texas. That started when I was a kid. All day long. For real, I'm a pastor's kid. Me and my brother, we grew up in the church. I grew up in choir and praise team. I went to mega churches when I was a kid, so I was used to being in front of people. And I remember, like, I had to be maybe 6 years old or something. It was like this Christmas play that was happening at the church, and one of the little girls who had the lead role, she couldn't do it for whatever reason anymore, and I knew all her lines. I knew all her songs to the T.
Yeah.
And when I say mega church, I mean like it's thousands of people in the church, and I'm this little tiny little girl, and I get up and I sing in front of everybody because that's what I wanted to do. I was so excited. I love theater. I love, to sing, to just be free in music and stuff like that. And after that, I remember people coming up to my mama and stuff like, "Oh my God,
That's your baby.
oh my God, Stephanie, she can really sing. Oh my goodness," and all this. And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I want to be. A superstar." So So music has been my whole life. My dad, my mama, they've been singers. My dad used to sing clubs when he was a kid, way before he was supposed to be in the clubs with Elder Barge and stuff like that, like back in the day. Yeah. So it's in my blood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, so introduce to the audience you as an artist, because we didn't even get
I got so excited. That's my fault.
Right past.
That's my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You think about them chicken wings?
I never was. It was in.
I'm gonna sing y'all something. Don't worry.
Yeah. And then you brought us extra syrup. I remember.
I got you. I felt the good vibes already in the air. But I am Nani the artist. What's up, y'all? I live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I am from H-Town. How y'all doing? What's up? Next level. We in this thing.
Yeah,
I love it here.
We in that thing, man.
Yeah.
So like, explain to them like what type of music you do and why you chose to go that route.
Man. What kind of music I do? Everything.
Okay.
All right.
Everything. Seriously, I hate to put myself in a box, y'all. I really hate the stigmas of like what a genre, or, you know, just being limited to like a certain way of doing things. That's just not who I am. Okay. I've heard people compare me to Erykah Badu, you know, people of that, in that vein, like so soul music, soulful music, R&B, stuff like that. I'm a real writer. I write my music. So whatever music is categorized in that, like heart music, then that's what I do. Okay. If it comes out country, cool. If it come out rock, then that's who I'm talking to. That's the audience that I'm speaking to in that moment. But I just feel like I am such a white palette, like for whatever art to be painted on. So I don't have any limits. I don't think that I'm in one genre, or I choose not to put myself in a box.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So how do you enjoy like your writing process? Like, you know, a lot of people they shy away from writing their music, you know. So
I do. I really do enjoy the writing process. Sometimes it comes in spurts. I'm learning to be patient with myself, honestly, and be patient with myself in artistry specifically, and being a creative, because a lot of times we try to put like so many limits and time limits on everything that we get hung up on that, and it puts us in a place where now we got writer's block because we feeling inspired or whatever the fuck, because we trying to do everything this one way or whatever, and I don't think that's how life works at all for anybody. I do love the writing process. Again, it does come in spurts sometimes, but usually when I get in the studio and I hear a beat or something like that just talks to me immediately, I'm writing. It don't take no time. It'll come in a phrase, in a sound, in a visual image in my mind. So I might see a butterfly and then all of a sudden, I hear chirping and shit like that, and I'm like, all right, we right now, we talking about springtime, we talking about what happened in spring, love, what we blossoming, we changing, we doing something new. So it'll come like super fast. I love my writing process. I love the process of making music overall. I think that's the dopest part about music. It's not really the finished product for me, it's just a journey.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Now you brought up writer's block, and that's a real thing. How do you get through that? Because I know it's hit you before.
Ooh, get the fuck out of my mind. I be having to get out of my mind. Honestly, taking myself out of my daily routines, which right now is this place that y'all met me in. Like just not being so hung up on work and the day-to-day and trying to make money and trying to survive and shit like that. I have to remove myself from those situations, and a lot of times I just go to nature. Like that's the most familiar place to me since I was a kid. I would be in nature, you know, writing. That's where I learned to write. I was outside, listening to the stream, listening to, you know, birds chirping, like I was talking about, hearing the fish jump in the stream and shit like that. Like, writer's block for me is gonna be cured by going outside. And I think that's something important for everybody. Like, we so disconnected from the earth that we don't know how to be outside and be quiet and just listen. You know, we just be talking.
Because we go in here.
Yeah, all day. And this shit is buzzing. Like, in our hands, it's buzzing right now without us even being on it. Just the waves and frequency and radio, all that shit just buzzing straight through it. And we don't even know. We just zombies. Zombies. Right, wake up. First thing, like, yeah. So, going outside, honestly. Spirit tells me that a lot. I do a little witchy shit, so don't get afraid or anything. But I pull tarot cards for myself, and it's just messages from the universe. Help me stay aligned. Help me, center myself, bring myself back to me, because that's the most true thing that I know is myself. So yeah, it helps me to just come back to okay. You got in a funk, like you started to get in that survival mode and that ego mode, and you forgot that you're a creator, you're a divine being. So in order for you to remember that, get to what is divine, get to what has been created for you to remember who you are, to remember that this is universal, this shit is universal. So outside for sure.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I like that. You went there. So you think like growing up in the church, was that kind of stopping you from pursuing a musical career till you got to ATL and then kind of be on your own, and you know what I mean? You said you're 2 years, but you've been singing since, a long time.
Yeah. I feel like you said that I feel like church stopped me from pursuing my musical career. No. I feel like church was definitely the fuel to the flame, to help ignite that flame for sure. It started in church. And I saw, like I told you guys, my dad was a singer in the group and stuff like that, but he was also the behind the scenes person. He also did audio at the church and shit like that. So I was fascinated by that shit, and it ignited that in me, that production in me, that wanting to create, wanting to put together productions and shit like that. So it didn't hinder me. There was times I would say that religion slowed things down for me because it put certain barriers on the way I saw myself and how I expressed myself, because it didn't look like what religion wanted me to look like, how it wanted me to express God's love, So I hope that made sense. But
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of express it in your way. You can't really do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you wouldn't be artists. Be like Chris.
Yeah.
I want to talk about also you in ATL. We talked about this prior. What's up with the food? Like, I got a problem with the city. I love ATL. Be clear.
Okay, be clear. Hold on now.
I love ATL.
Don't do that.
Right. Don't do that. Don't do that. But the food thing, see, 9 o'clock, we trying to figure out why Chick-fil-A closed. We riding around through the city. You can't get nothing. Ain't no chicken and biscuits. Ain't nothing available.
Listen. Atlanta is progressing. First of all, back the fuck up.
Okay.
Atlanta. First of all. For real. But like we was talking about earlier, I mean, it's still the South. Like, I don't think people really realize that. Like, Atlanta is Georgia. It's a very dense southern country, southern state, people are now starting to, like my brother was saying too, like Hollywood is starting to take notice to Atlanta. So we're having to catch up with that. Catch up with the fact that there are many eyes on Atlanta, many people, coming to the city. I think COVID was like a real quiet time for like the citizens of Atlanta, but I feel like it was a real busy time for the businesses in Atlanta, because there were businesses that were starting to come out more during COVID. Like, it was stuff popping up on door. Like I told you, like I would DoorDash the hell out of some food. Like no questions asked. And I started to see more and more businesses just pop up on DoorDash and shit like that, because they took advantage of the fact that people in the house. Like, and I got something that they need, which is food. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people also don't realize, because, it's a lot of people coming from outside into Atlanta, that they don't realize that there's more to Atlanta than just the city itself. There's College Park, there's the east side of Atlanta, which is DeKalb, Decatur, and Alpharetta. He be saying Alpharetta. Alpha, like an alpha female.
Okay.
Alpha.
Give me the
Alpha.
Okay. Okay, wow.
Okay, I'll take the southern out of me so you can hear me clearly.
Wow.
It's Alpharetta.
Okay, all right. Amen.
Okay,
Amen.
But
yeah, she can go to the house.
okay, I can do it all. I'm telling you, I can do it all. I'm telling you. But yeah, there's so much food out there too. Like I think people they come to the city for Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They come to Georgia for Atlanta, so that's all they really know and that's all they're really looking for. And yeah, like shit is still the South. Like shit closed at 9 o'clock. Like we be in bed. Like good night. But DoorDash, man. Next time you come, DoorDash that shit. Or Atlanta is becoming like this really luxurious place too. Like it's becoming very like, well, because of the industry, music and movies, there's a lot of celebrities who are coming. So I feel like you gonna get like whatever party you had said you had went to, they had a caterer. They have food there, so you gonna get shit like that. Yeah.
Save us.
You gonna have to have shit like that when you in Atlanta.
I'm so glad you brought up DoorDash because we got a problem with them. We ordered some food and never got it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. DoorDash, get your shit together.
I think that's food.
DoorDash.
Y'all ain't shit in Houston or Atlanta.
Wow.
Damn. Wait, okay, what y'all ordered and what happened?
Jason's Deli and
Sam, just drive.
We were trying to just get a little rations before we got out in the city. That's how it started. Yeah. And so halfway, she was like 15 minutes away. Then it said, "Sorry, your driver had to cancel. You gonna get
HR food.
Exactly what I said.
Raggedy meat.
I think she smelled like it smelled good.
Oh, these are sandwiches.
Yeah, it smelled kind of good.
I ain't that one.
End of my shift anyway. Let me go ahead.
Right, I'm gonna tell them I had car troubles.
Exactly, literally. I'm talking about she was on the map, then just cut off.
Wow. Yeah, I see a lot of that.
That's
hey, y'all already know what Atlanta is. Scam City, okay? I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, y'all already know what it is.
Yeah,
like,
check out food, scam us.
Yeah. Any way they can. It don't even matter if it's big or small. Like, you just gotta stay up on your toes.
Man.
Pay attention.
Stay dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta stay real dangerous.
And we stayed hungry, that's the problem. We stayed hungry.
I need you to hire you a chef. That's it.
Yeah. For future reference, we definitely will. Man.
Okay. So how do you feel about like the music industry like right now for female artists?
I think it's pretty hot. For sure. I definitely think that there is a certain level of unity that's happening with the women in music, which I fucking love to see, to be really honest, because that's really what I'm about. Like, I don't pick sides. I pick the side of truth always. Like, I'm gonna pick the side of love always. That's just how I am. I'll work with anybody as long as I believe in their craft and their artistry. Honest, I'm not just gonna work with just anybody.
Understand.
If you're trash, I'm not gonna
Respectfully.
But I do see a lot of unity in the music community, especially on the female side. I think that's beautiful. I love seeing the city girls. I love women just really being authentic to themselves, and then also like taking a different perspective of just like saying whatever the fuck you want. Because for a long time we did not say whatever we wanted. We had to be kept in the box, you know. We had to be a lady. We had to raise the kids, and make sure the house was clean, and still go to school and be educated and be the top, and all this and that, and never really like able to just be as explicit as we want. And I think it's necessary. Like, why we can't say what we want? I admire male artists because of their explicitness, because there's no filter. I love that shit. So to see women doing that, I'm like, yeah. Lick my clit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a nigga piss you off, it ain't no suck my dick, it's suck my pussy. Like I love that shit. Because same energy. Like same energy should be given. I don't think it should be no double standards when it comes to expression. This is art. But I think it could also, I know we was talking about Nicki Minaj and shit like that, and I think like big OG people in the game should always remember to salute the people who are coming, to be a guide to the people who are coming, to not really have this air of arrogance, like, oh well, I'm here or whatever, and y'all gonna stay under me. Like, nah, what I want to see is you surpass me.
Thanks.
Based off of just shit that I might have imparted into you. Like, I love that. Like, why not? That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do. Like, the generations that come behind us are supposed to surpass us, supposed to progress even beyond all the things that we put together. They supposed to take what we did, the mold that we set out, and build on the mold and make it even better. Like, why we so mad at the younger generation? I don't understand. I don't get that shit. So kudos to all the women out there who actually support each other, like, in a genuine manner. And it's not just about, it's not just about a come up or something like that, because I mean, it's a come up for all of us. It's not just about a singular come up. It's literally, like I said earlier, it's universal. This shit is everybody.
Sure.
This shit is everybody. None of us are disconnected. We all connected, whether we want to say it or not. For the people we hate, we connected to them too. Like, we hate them because that's a part of us that we don't like. Like, fuck y'all talking about? It'd be wild to me, but yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Bars. I like bars. I was going to say bars. Like, what do you say after that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Word to mommy.
Word to mommy.
For real.
Now, kind of name some artists that you want to work with in the future. Some music.
Okay. I want to wait with
We in our manifestation circle right now.
It's on the full moon.
It's a full moon today. It is. It's a full moon.
Okay, shout out to the moon.
Shout out to the moon.
Wow, I would love to work with Jasmine Sullivan. I just love her as just a singer, songwriter, just beautiful artist altogether, all around. Free that guy, YSL, Big Slime, you feel me? Thugger, gotta work with that guy. Like, I got to. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but universe.
Put it out there.
Send him a letter.
I just love him. Yeah, I love how he pushes the bar. Like, he goes past like what people expect of an Atlanta ass nigga, and I love that shit. Like, he, like I said, like how I see myself is like exactly how I see him. Like, he don't really stay in one box and in one genre.
Right.
He touches too many genres. That shit is
All
fire.
over.
Yeah.
Definitely all over.
That shit is fire. Let me think of an old person I want to work with. Who an OG I want to work with? God.
3 stacks.
For sure.
Got to.
Would love to. Would be so honored to. There are people in my circle who would just fucking moist their fucking panties if I worked with them.
Hey.
Not lying.
I say $3,000 by the way.
Facts. If you don't know, I don't know what you do.
I
don't know what you do.
You ain't even on the time.
Uncultured.
Yeah.
Facts.
Actually, dude who we was just watching, Sauce Walker, I gotta work with people from Houston, like just cause like that's just who I am, embedded in me. He actually pretty fine. I fuck with him. Just sitting there watching a few of the videos that we watch, I work with him. But
Sauce Walker will get with you in the studio at 4:30 in the morning and make a hit.
and I do it.
Oh, yeah.
Sauce, what's up?
Hey.
H-Town, let's connect.
Hey.
For real.
Hear that?
For real.
TSL,
Bye now. There's some other people, but I work with people who people don't know. Like, it's so many artists that I know who are just so fire and underrated. TR3 is one of them. He a producer, rapper, videographer. Like, literally does everything in Atlanta. One of the ghosts of Atlanta. Like, he the truth. It's a lot of other people, but
We have to get with him next time.
facts.
Yeah.
Most of, I'll connect that gladly.
Okay.
He producing a couple of my other songs that I'm about to put out for this EP that I'm working on. It's a little 5-song EP, so
Glad you went into that. Speak
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Talk about this EP.
Yeah. When that drop? When is that?
we ain't gonna talk about no drops. We ain't gonna talk about no drops, but it's a 5-song EP. It's called 5. I'm into the astrology and numerology and shit like that.
What's
So
your favorite
numbers, huh?
What's your favorite angel number?
What's my favorite angel number? It had to be 222. Well, if you 22. 22 in general. I'm January 22nd. That's my birthday. So
January 16th,
122.
gang, Capricorn gang.
January energy.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little 5-song EP is really just gonna be an introduction to myself. I experienced CPTSD, so it's complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that's the name of the songs, or basically that. That's kind of how it's gonna flow. Just really me uncovering myself, introducing myself to the world. Okay. Honestly, it's gonna be my first ever project all by myself. I got one single that I already dropped on it. It's called "Catch Me Outside," which we'll hear today.
Okay, yes.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I really am. It's been a long time coming. I think I thought about that maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm still like putting it together. But it's coming together, and I'm excited. So that's why I want to put no like emphasis on the release date. I don't want to stress myself out about it.
Respect.
All right, you're gonna be on the lookout, man.
Keep y'all lighting in. I got you.
Make sure you tell the people where to find you, where to follow you.
Yeah. Okay. You can follow me on everything.
Yeah, that way.
Nani.theartist. Nani.theartist. That's on Instagram, on Snapchat, on goddamn Twitter.
Facebook.
Facebook is Nani. TikTok, goddamn. Alright, everybody remain calm. But yeah, y'all definitely lock in with me. I'm going up. That's all I can say. I'm going up for sure. Just next level.
Yeah.
Alright, man. We out of here, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, Level Up Podcast.
Yeah.
We out of here.
Dapping.
On game.
Yeah.